Always recommend.
Can you hear? Does that sound good? You guys ready down there? You intend on speaking, you ought to bring that a little closer if you would. Okay,
I
whatever.
have a good voice. Oh,
You ready down this way? We'll call the meeting to order. If you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now we'll have a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Todd Lloyd.
Here.
Treasurer Clee.
Present.
Trustee Leverett.
Present.
Supervisor Miller.
Here.
Trustee McIntyre.
Here.
Clerk Triplett here. Trustee Vert.
Present.
Thank you.
Do we have any additions or deletions to this evening's agenda? On from that, do we have any corrections to the minutes from the regular board meeting, May 19th? Any corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the correction, or approving the minutes from the May 19th meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Those opposed? Those stand approved. We'll move on to public comment. If you'd like to address the board, I'd ask that you'd come to the podium and give us your name. You don't have to give us your address, and you'll have 3 minutes to address the board.
Hey, my name is Harold House. I'm here. I was talking to, my dad died in September. I finally got the approval from the court to be the executor of his estate. While he had dementia for several years, and I had him in a home, and I was paying all my money and his money to keep him in the home, and so he had a back taxes and a back water bill. And right now, I'm trying to sell the home, and I went to the water department to see if I could have the water turned on, and based upon the city ordinance, I couldn't because it was lumped with the taxes. That all has to be satisfied before I can have the water turned on. That's hard because I'm retired and I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford that right now, but I need the water turned on so I can have inspections and everything else because I'm in the process of selling a house. And so the supervisor of the water department said that, well, I could perhaps come here and see if you guys would waive that ordinance for the time being so I can get the house up and ready so I can get it sold. Then the back taxes and everything would be paid off before. That's one of the things that would pay it off before we got any money or anything else from it. That's why I'm here.
We'll take that up.
And he also said that he would let you guys know.
We spoke about it. Can you
Yes.
give us the address, please?
It's 1206 River Forest Drive.
Just to recap, you said there's approximately a $400 past water bill that was liened to the taxes for non-payment, so
Yeah.
the water's been shut off?
Yes.
And then there's an issue with some taxes that weren't paid also?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
And we don't need to know that amount. Bring that down here, that request down to action item. We'll take it up, the first one, so it'll be before A.
It's gonna be an addition.
Yeah, request. Exception. Or Mr., is it,
Oh.
can you spell your last name?
House.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to make an assumption. Okay, and you had something else?
No, yeah. I'm sorry for you ladies, me saying you guys, because
Oh, no.
you know I'm
That's
around a
fine.
lot of young people
That's fine.
nowadays, so.
Alrighty, so when we get to action items, we'll take that up.
Okay, and is that this time or?
Yep, it'll be in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board?
Good evening. How we all doing today? Summer's here, so I would like to remind people to slow down, take it easy, relax. You know, that's been a lot of accidents, especially I've been hearing on Lavelle and Flushing Road there, and some deaths there. That's not good. Also, I really don't have anything, you know, it's just anything to add to the meeting or anything. Just tell everybody that, hey, things are going pretty good right now. But I will speak for Gerald. He's not here, it looks like, so. Have to keep the taxes low so he can afford his house.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
reminder. Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? Bud?
William Newsom, just a quick, I know it's not question time, but is the Rave Theater closed? Because I've never seen the grass outside on the road get so tall. They usually do that really good all the time. And I've seen a couple cars that were driving here today, but I hadn't heard anything. I didn't know if you'd heard anything. That's all.
I haven't heard anything. Thank you, Bud. Anyone else? No, then we'll close public comment and we'll move on to reports. And I just want to reiterate what Mr. Powers was saying, that with this warm weather, and many of our roads have been repaired, not all of them. And it seems like once we get some repaired, others are in need of repair. There has been a lot of speeding. There's been a lot of accidents. We've had some deaths because people are walking on the street, and I don't know that they're wearing brightly colored clothes. We can defer to the police department on that issue. But I did want to say that I spoke with the road commission today. They put out a schedule for their maintenance, and street sweeping is supposed to occur in the next couple of weeks. They're working on the main roads, and I would ask anybody who sees them out to give us a call, give me a call and let me know how they're doing, because I don't think it happens very often. Once a year, maybe. I don't think it happens twice a year, so when they do it, we want to see it done well. So if you're pleased, you can let me know, and if you think it needs to be redone, give me a call and we can contact them. But on that note also, as far as streets are concerned, the best thing that you can do for your home to keep your house from getting flooded, I know that the the sump pumps drain into the yard and then things flow into the street. If people could keep their catch basins, if you have a curb and gutter, you have a catch basin, please keep those clean if you don't mind. I know it's not anybody's responsibility, but to free it, the debris, the leaves, anything that's catching from the catch basins, that water will get into the catch basin and away from the street and away from your home. And ditches too. If anybody seems to be having problems with their ditches, the culvert might need to be jetted, and if you have an issue, you can call here and we'll get a hold of the road commission. That's all I have for this evening. Madam Clerk, do you have a report?
I have no reports this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Treasurer, do you have a report?
Just a couple of small things. Kevin and I been talking, and we've done a couple more changes, as we mentioned. The police department will be aware of this one. The JAG account is being moved from one financial institution to the other. That's been finalized. We're waiting on the check to close that account. And the reason being, as we stated before, the issue of them, they want to charge us a fee to handle the JAG account, and we can't pay fees out of that federal money. So we're moving that to another financial institution. And secondly, on another positive additional cash movement, we had another audit done 2.5 weeks ago for the amount of money that's sitting in our general fund and sitting in our sewer and water that we have been pulling evening-wise for the sweep, and they have bumped that between, we've having a conversation, Kevin, myself, and that major financial institution, Chase, between $2 and $2.5 million more per evening is being pulled instead of leaving that just to sit there. So what that's doing for us is, yes, we know rates are going down. unfortunately, from what we were before, but our investment dollar is going up, so we're still bringing in a pretty decent increase in dollars that we weren't getting before. That's about it for there.
Thank you. Let's see, do we have any trustee reports? Excuse me. Mr. Leverett, do you have a report?
No more than I consider myself as being excused from not being at the meeting last week before last, right? But nevertheless, I'm looking at doing some things. I've been talking to my neighbors and the people in the community or in Flint Township as well, that we want to be competitive in our curve effect. We want to do some things to make sure that those grass clippings are not left in the streets. And as well, all of us can participate in this type of cleanup, not just a specific spot, but all over the whole township, so that everybody can be aware of what's going on, because we don't want people coming in and not being pleased with what they see. So curb appeal is the answer to all of that. So let's keep that in mind, and let's work together. And my motto is always for the people, by the people. Be blessed.
Thank you, Mr. Leverett. How about this way? Any trustee reports? No? Jenna? Trustee Vert?
Yes, I have one. Talking about curb appeal. Another cleanup this Saturday, the 7th, 8 to 10. I would like to see more than 4 people there. Big job, and the numbers are really low this year. So it's a little disappointing, but we're going to be there. There'll be donuts and coffee. And
June 7th at 8 a.m.? Yes.
the north end of Sears parking lot. I left the signs out for the
Remember,
last 2 weeks.
last year you had more participants, but I think the time was different, correct? It was a little later. Maybe we got a lot of people trying to get that last minute sleep. So I know you had quite a bit of support last year.
Trying to stay away from the heat, which we haven't had yet, but, you know, it's been freezing, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Barb. You've also worked with Amanda Bradford on, they're doing
Smart.
the farmer's market out here. Would you know when the next one is? I don't have it in front of me.
Next Saturday. It's supposed to be every other Saturday.
There's going to be a couple back to
They just
back.
had the one last week.
And the cold and the wind, and it was that way yesterday.
So that would be
But,
June 14th. And she posts on the Facebook page,
She does.
so take a look there. She's got 2 different pages, I believe. So that'll be June 14th. Alrighty. If that's it on trustee reports, we'll move on to staff reports. Lieutenant Van Lente,
How are you?
how are you?
Wonderful. Since the last board meeting, your police department responded to 1,260 calls for service. That's about 90 calls every 24 hours. In addition to that, 27 business checks and 15 residence checks. Just want to touch on a few calls. On May 21st, we responded to the Baymont Inn for reports of a shooting. An individual was shot in the parking lot and drove himself to the hospital, listed in stable condition. And unfortunately, he was uncooperative with us, did not want to provide any information. So the best we can tell, him and the shooter were acquaintances, knew each other. It's a very isolated incident, but he does not want to cooperate with pressing any charges on that individual. Several days later, on the 27th, we responded to a house on Hogarth Avenue for shots fired. Officers found nearly 50 shell casings from multiple different weapons in the front yard. It appears either one or multiple vehicles drove up, several subjects stood in the front yard and fired at this house. Based on everything we can tell, they targeted the wrong house. They were probably looking for a different house in the neighborhood, and they got the wrong one. Fortunately, surprisingly, nobody was injured, but it's gang-related, just the wrong house. The next night, there was a crash on I-75. The individual drove himself to the Economy Motel, where he then crashed into the building. He ran and fought with officers, but was eventually arrested and lodged for drinking and driving, which probably makes sense. The next night, found a stolen vehicle on the flock license plate reader cameras. The officers chased that vehicle on I-75, where he eventually pulled over and took him into custody, and the vehicle was returned to its owner. And then that same night, officers responded to an area restaurant for a person with a gun call, and they found 2 subjects in a vehicle with a stolen assault rifle in the front passenger seat, and they were both arrested as well. Mr. Powers touched on the speed, and he is correct. This time of year, it will pick up. You will see people driving faster. Through our federal grant, through the Office of Highway Safety and Planning, June is speed and drinking and driving enforcement. So Monday through Friday will be speed enforcement. Monday through Thursday, speed enforcement. Friday, Saturday nights, drinking and driving. And then July is all speed. So we'll be on side streets, main roads. We were on I-69 today, stopping vehicles. So we'll be out and out through the township. Lavelle and Flushing will be a target. I know there's a lot of issues up there. So you'll see us doing a lot more enforcement for speed and drinking and driving the next 2 months.
I think when we've seen you do the click it or ticket, there's other municipality police forces that come and help. Will they be doing?
So
will they be aiding?
OHSP, so we are the fiduciary for the county. So it's us, Metro, Grand Lake Township, Fenton City, Mount Morris Township, Davidson will be next year, and the county. So for seatbelt, that's why you see multiple vehicles or 1 patrol cars in 1 local area. For speed and drinking and driving, they do it in their own respective jurisdiction. So Grand Blanc will do it in their area, Fenton will do their own area, we do it up here. Seatbelts will recombine, but for speed and drinking and driving, it's in your own jurisdictions.
Thank you. You have a
I was
question?
going to say, if I may, and again, Kevin and I were talking about this Thursday, and ironically, today I have OHSP written here. Had 2 people call me this weekend and say, how come you have Flint Township cars outside of your jurisdiction? I said, oh, what are you talking about? And they said, well, we were at Saginaw and Hill, and so they had Mundy, Metro, us, and GB Township, and I said exactly what I was explaining to them, that we're the fiduciary and how we look out for each other, and everybody's taking their turn in this specific areas, so.
Sir?
All right,
Thank you. Anyone else?
thank you.
All right, Assistant Chief Raleigh, do you have a report for us this evening?
Yes, ma'am. Luckily, it slowed down a little bit over the last 2 weeks, but fire departments responded to 32 alarms, resulting in 65 apparatus responses. This includes 3 structure fires. Also last month, Captain Dan Merriam successfully completed Michigan State Police Fire Investigation class. That was a 2-week class where you get the introduction into fire investigation. This week, Captain Merriam is back at the Michigan State Police Post in Grand Rapids for their vehicle fire investigation class. That's a 4-day class, so when he comes out of there, he's going to have a little bit better knowledge when it comes to investigating vehicle fires. Last week, I attended a 4-day fire investigation refresher training up in Bay City, and that covered everything from investigating lithium-ion battery fires, wildland fires, and things of that nature. So trying to keep our guys up to date on whatever training we can get them. And I have 1 item for the agenda.
Thank you. Thank you for those reports. Don't believe we have a committee report this evening. We'll move on to payment of bills. Mr. Treasurer?
Yes, thank you. We're looking to pay invoices in the amount of, per the motion, of $24,000, roughly $24,961.73. And in addition, we acknowledge the payment of invoices and tax distribution of, I have 2 numbers, so I'm not going to rattle off the second one. I'm looking at the 115,576, but that number is not jiving with my number exact. So I'll need to adjust that number. But I have 24,961 as well as far as the board run.
That's your motion?
Yes.
All right, is there a second to the motion?
Miscued, sorry. Second?
Anybody? Second to the motion?
But we know time.
Mr. Treasurer made a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $24,961.73.
That's the item that I have.
I'm waiting for someone to support that.
I support.
Did it come up differently?
Okay.
Yeah, my number's just,
So we have a second to
Thank
the
you.
motion. Any questions or discussion for Mr. Treasurer?
I'm going to be voting no, as usual, but part of it is the Guardian bill from the senior center. I'm still not clear on what we owe. All the issues that were there. That's one of them.
Alrighty, anybody else? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call, please, on the motion to pay the bills in the amount of $24,961.73.
Trustee Vert,
No.
trustee McIntyre,
Yes.
clerk Triplett, yes, supervisor Miller,
Yes.
trustee Todd Lloyd,
Yes.
trustee Leverett,
Yes.
and treasurer Clee.
Yes,
I get everyone?
thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any correspondence or informational items for us?
Not this week, no.
Alrighty, new business. As I said, we'll consider Mr. Harold House's request. He has explained to us that his father owned a house and he's now passed away, and it's taken him a while to become the executor to take care of business on this home. The taxes were delinquent and the water bill was delinquent. It was, the water bill was liened to the taxes in the amount, it's just over $400. Now, he's not looking for a reprieve on that. What he's asking us is if we will give him an exception to our ordinance, because the ordinance says unless you pay what you owe, you cannot be turned back on. So if someone would like to make a motion for an allowance here, to allow Mr. Harold House to have his water turned on, and if you want to make it a certain period of time, maybe say the time that it takes to sell the house, a month or 6 weeks or so. Motion would be in order to move forward. A house around the corner from me sold in 2 days. So would someone like to make that motion? Anybody? Let me help. You want to make a motion?
What's the motions to allow us to,
Turn it-
exactly, what exactly is the amount that we're leaning on? 400 and what? 400 and,
He didn't say exactly. It's less than
Oh.
500. He's
It's
not
less than
asking us to
500.
waive that. He just is asking for the water to be turned back on. There's a fee to turn that on.
Right, we paid $200 already.
Okay.
And when they did a temporary,
step to the podium.
I'm sorry. They did a temporary thing so they could inspect, but they found out there was a busted pipe, so they needed longer so we can get the
Yeah.
problem fixed. And
Okay.
and so, like I say, I'm just now being as the executor, and I'm struggling because if you knew how much money I put in just to try to keep him alive and safe and well, so I'm just.
Sorry for your
Okay.
you know.
Well, file a motion to turn the water back on for him so that he can get the home upgraded or updated
Unsold,
and sold.
right? And so at the time it's sold, that water bill's going to get paid, and the past taxes? Okay.
From the sale.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of allowing Mr. Harold House, who is the executor for his father's estate, and the home is listed at 1206 River Forest, that we're going to turn the water bill on. It'll be an exception to our ordinance until the house is sold, and at which point the water and the tax bill will be paid in full. Alrighty. Matt, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Been done for you. You're welcome. You could thank Mr. McIntyre for handling that. You spoke with him out there.
Yes, yes.
Anyhow, you're all set.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day and good luck.
You all.
And we're sorry for your loss.
Thank you, thank you.
Go on to action item A is the personnel and assessment. We have a position open for appraiser. The position has been open since October. We filled it temporarily with someone, we transferred them, and we got through board of review, and then we posted for the position, for an appraiser's position. You have the information on the position, and Trustee Vert and acting in my absence, and Assessor Paula Dotson interviewed Mr. Corey Huey, and they felt he was the best candidate for the position. And you have a service agreement here to offer Corey Huey, I hope I say that right, the position in the amount of $60,000 with the benefits. It's an at-will position, it's a contractual position, and he would follow the same benefits that the AFSCME get. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So, motion would be in order to move forward on hiring Mr. Corey Huey.
We would move to accept the recommendation of the assessor, Paula Dotson, as well as the interview committee, plus the personnel committee consisting of yourself, Madam Supervisor, Madam Clerk on my left, and myself in that conversation. Bring him on per the agreement that we have in front of us.
Second it.
Any questions or discussion?
Just want to say he was a fine young man. He interviewed very well. We're lucky to have him.
Great. Any questions this way? No? Madam Clerk, roll call please on the motion to hire Corey Huey for the
Vice-
appraiser position.
Supervisor Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Leverett?
Yes.
Trustee Burt?
Yes.
Clerk Triplett, yes. Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Treasurer Clee?
Yes.
And Trustee Todd Lloyd?
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Action item B is for you to start us off with. Assistant
Yes,
Chief
ma'am. As you know, we are always looking for on-call firefighters. Mr. Ryan Schlotman has recently applied for the position. He's served as a certified firefighter since 2019 with Alba Township. He's recently moved into Flint Township and would like to join our team. He's completed all necessary background checks, pre-employment testing required by our department. With your approval, I'm requesting the board to authorize hiring Mr. Schlotman as an on-call firefighter effective immediately. Upon your approval, he'll begin training with our personnel and getting familiar with our operation. Within probably 3-4 weeks, we're hoping to have him up and running and responding to calls. Thank you.
So a motion is in order to do so?
We would accept Assistant Chief Mark Rowley Jr.'s recommendation to hire Mr. Ryan Schlautman from, formerly with the Fire Department since 2019 of Alba Township, to become an on-call firefighter within our township, the Charter Township of Flint.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second the motion.
All right, any questions for Assistant Chief Raleigh? Discussion on this? Hearing none? Yep. Roll call, please.
Clerk Triplett, yes. Trustee Leverett?
Yes.
Trustee McIntyre?
Yes.
Supervisor Miller?
Yes.
Trustee Todd Lloyd?
Yes.
Treasurer Clee?
Yes.
And Trustee Burt?
Yes.
Thank you.
All righty, and if there's no further business, our next meeting will be June 16th here at 6 PM, and we'll call the meeting adjourned.